Hi everyone, my name is Milan and today I'm going to share the 6 month shifts that I had to overcome in order to build me a 6+ figure online coaching business. If you're a new aspiring entrepreneur or coach, consultant or service-based business owner, then this video is going to help you. I'm going to share 6 different things I had to overcome, and the chances are you're probably facing them right now, or you will face them in the future. So do yourself a favor, watch this video all the way to the end. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I help service-based business owners, specifically coaches, consultant, course creators, build a 6+ figure online business in 12 weeks with organic marketing. My clients, I've worked with over 100+ clients, and my clients have made over $2 million in sales since I started working with them. Now, every week I have a business inside of the week. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this advice and want to see number 7. Now, this advice is reasons come first, answers come second. If you don't have a strong why, if you have a strong why, you will figure out how. If you start with how, you will never follow through, as your doubts and limiting beliefs will literally cripple you. Write down your limiting beliefs and write down the opposite of those limiting beliefs so that you can take the first step in overcoming those challenges. With that in mind, let's get started. So the first one, why do we need mindset shifts? Okay, why is this necessary? And this is because in society, when we live with other people, there's going to be a lot of judgment, there's going to be a lot of criticism, rejection, worthlessness, shame, powerlessness, hopelessness, vulnerability. And you're going to need support as well, and sometimes we can't always get that. So in order to not get it from others, we have to give it to ourselves. And this is why one of the reasons we need these are some of the reasons why we actually need this mind shift to help us overcome in this journey. Now, number one, what is it? And that is my fear of failure. When I started, I was very scared. So I constantly did the things I wanted to do rather than the things I needed to do. Of course, at the time, I didn't know what I actually needed to do. So there was a lot of trial and error and trying to figure out which one, because I didn't have a mentor when I started. So a lot of trial. I also used to procrastinate on things that were really, really hard. And this is because I just didn't know them. I had to learn new skills, and learning takes time. And then implementing is a lot harder and things like that. Then, of course, I didn't want to accept constructive criticism when I first started, because I like being always right with things. So in the beginning, I struggled. And sometimes also what entrepreneurs face is the delusion of what constructive criticism is. Someone can say something and not come off as, really, really unconstructive. So that is one of the issues I faced as well in the initial stages, and that actually helped me grow. This goes back to entrepreneurs themselves who are a coach, but they aren't coachable themselves. So it makes it a lot difficult to actually get them results because of these abilities some people face. Now, how did I overcome my fear of failure? I actually overcame it because my pain was greater than my fear. A lot of people won't see a reason to take action until whatever the problem they're facing is a lot greater than their fear of failure is. For example, I was at the end of my bachelor's degree. My scholarship was running out. I have a family of 10 I needed to support. There was no income earners. I had to figure out how to make a lot of money really, really quickly. So I had no choice. Okay, that's basically why I was able to do what I did. Then is admitting the truth. It takes a lot of courage to admit to yourself, like really, really talk to yourself about what is happening. We have a lot of delusions in business. For example, I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have a network. All of these issues come up. And when you admit the truth to yourself, knowing exactly where you are, it can actually help you get a lot further, because you know exactly where you need to go. There is a lot of power in knowing exactly where you are. And finally, accepting you're broke. So when I started, I had less than $2,000. I of course turned that into hundreds and thousands of dollars now. But initially, I started, okay, I'm broke. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I have nothing left to lose. So might as well give it my best. That's the attitude I went with, and of course, it worked out very, very well in my favor. Now, number two is saying I'm not good enough. This is something a lot of people is going to face. And some of the objections we have with not feeling good enough is I don't know how to do something. When you don't know how to do something, it gives us an excuse not to do the things we really need to do. There's also fears like, what if it doesn't work? What if I go through this and none of this works out? In life, we have two types of people. There are window breakers and there are door knockers. Door knockers are people who knock on doors and go inside the door to figure out what's on the other side without even knowing what's on the other side. People like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, right? These are door knockers people. Then we have window breakers people. These are people who look through the window, see what's on the other side, and only when they're impressed with what they see, they will break the window and go inside. So this is what happens. You have to accept some level of risk and investment and understand that it's going to take time, energy, effort, money to really get there. And when you do these things, what happens? It breaks down the imposter syndrome that I'm not good enough, or I can't do this, or I'm not sure, things like that. So that's how that's how really I overcame it. But some of the other things you can also do is adopt a learner mindset. That is, I might already have prior knowledge, but I'm new in this field, or even if I have experience, I'm gonna be open-minded. I don't know everything, and it's impossible to know everything. I'm gonna go as a learner and see where it takes me. And the next one is telling myself I don't suck, but my product does. So if people aren't buying my product, it's not me. I didn't do anything, because people don't care about me. They're really looking for a solution to the problem they're having in their life, business, or other aspects of their life. So that's what I did. Then also remembering Michael Jordan, so one of the basketball player, one of the best basketball player in the world. So this one was really important because I used to be a swim teacher, but I'm not the best swimmer in the world myself. Some of the kids I taught, they were much better swimmer than me. Yet I was able to take them into better stages of swim teaching, and that's what I think of as well. Some of the top people in the world in sports, their coach was not the best in what they became best in. So even if you are not there, you can still take someone where they want to go as a coach. So that's why I have that, and this helps you overcome that. Yes, I might not be good enough just yet, but I can impact and make a change that I want to see in the world, either myself or through someone else. And finally, being proactive to things rather than reactive. Now, what does that mean? We always don't get to choose how people will react or respond to different things, but we can choose how we choose to respond to that incident, whether it's good or bad. We do have a choice in how we respond. So I focused more on what I could do rather than what's happening to me. And that basically really, really helped me in my online business, in my journey to six figures. Now, number three is a really important one. What will my friends and family think? So my family has a lot of, they value education a lot. So if I pursue this business, I was thinking, business is risky. 9 out of 10 people fails. In fact, there's a 94% chance of failure. So what if they think I'm stupid? In the beginning stages, I actually started 6 businesses before my current business actually took off. So I failed in a lot of businesses. I was scared. I was inviting people to like my Facebook pages and things like that, and people got tired. And these were friends, family of mine, right? I was wondering, what if they are talking negatively behind my back? What if they think I will fail? Things like that. And this actually ties back into being proactive rather than reactive to things. So I cannot really decide or choose what other people will think, what they will say behind my back, or or them thinking I will fail. It's not actually going to impact the end result in any way. And that takes it to the next one. How did I overcome this judgment that I feared from others, especially people that were close to me and I cared about them? And that is facing the fact. Yes, 94% businesses fail, but I'm gonna be persistent. I'm gonna keep starting businesses. I'm gonna try out different markets, different products and services until one of them take off. And that's really you can do. Sometimes sometimes what you might be passionate about, there might not be a demand in the marketplace, and that's really, really difficult to accept. But when you face the facts, you can actually do some market research and find out different ways to do this. Now, the other one is that 80% of people out there don't really care about you and your problems. So when you worry about the judgments from others, remember this: 80% of people out there don't care about the problems you have, and 20% of them are actually glad you have those problems. So, yeah. Now, no one also, the other thing to remember is that no one talks shit about Thomas Edison for failing 10 times while inventing the light bulb. This was a really key turning point for me, because I was starting these businesses and failing, and I was thinking, oh my God, this is such a big deal. It's going to be so embarrassing for me. But then I recognized that people won't actually remember the failures you have. They are very temporary. People will only care when you have succeeded. All the things that didn't work, they get forgotten in time because they're not relevant, they're not important. So if you're scared of failing or wondering what's happening, then that's something to adopt as well. Now, one way to make these changes that I'm expressing is through your personality. So if you try to go, oh, okay, thanks for telling me, that's not really going to help you. You need to adopt these beliefs into your identity. So instead of saying that's interesting, make it like, this is part of who I am now. So when you make those identity shifts, it's a lot easier to make a lasting change. Now we're going to move on to the next one, and that is, I don't have resources. This is a common issue most entrepreneurs will face, most self-millionaire and billionaires face. Now this is things like, I don't know anyone who can help me. I don't have money. I don't have the right skills, things like this. When I started, I didn't have a lot of skills. I thought, oh, I'm going to go to the internships with gurus like Grant Cardone and things like that. Oh, I'm going to, attend the events, and I'm going to go email them to take me on under his wing. I'm going to show up at his door. I'm going to do this, do that. I used to see all these problems that I faced, like not having money, not having the network, or people who are ahead of me, people who are not having the right skills. But here is how I overcame not having lack of resources. And this is, again, changing your mindset. Mind shift is so powerful because it reshapes the way you see the world and the way you act in the world. So I adopted the mindset that resources are built. It's not something you have. So rich people that are really well off, they might have some level of resources, but that was not me, and there is no reason wondering ifs and buts and things like that. It's not proactive, it's not helping me. So I said resources are built, and I'm gonna be the one that builds it, right? Not wait for just to have it. Everyone would like $1 billion to show up in their bank account, right? But that's not gonna happen. So small. So I'm just gonna make it instead of waiting around for it to come. Now, all self-made millionaires and billionaires were not resourceful, but possesses resourcefulness. So this is where another mind shift I had is that I just don't have it. I am going to go get it. And because I knew the reason why I had to support my parents, who were sick, needed medications. My oldest brother was unemployed. My younger three brothers needed schooling and things like that. And there was no one else to help them except me. So I had to figure out a way to get it. And this is why having a strong reason why, also to pay for my own living expenses and my university, things like that. So this is where I became resourceful and focused on what I do have, look deep within myself. Everyone has a superpower. You cannot go in life without having some level of expertise or interest in one thing. So who you are, have a look. Now, if you can't, you can go onto my website or check out the link down in the description, the sixfigureimpactschool.com/roadmap. If you go in here, it's a free course, 1 hour, that I actually share more on how to actually implement the different aspects I'm talking about right now into your business as well. Now, next is the environment. My environment holding me back. So I was surrounded by wrong people. They didn't have the same goal as me. They were drinking, doing drugs, right, going out 5 times a week. So pretty crazy lifestyle. I was in high school, university back then, doing my bachelor's degree in psychology, and I also didn't have a productive workplace. So I couldn't, do as much as I really wanted to. So this is how I overcame my environment, and this is actually changes that I made because I knew not everyone is going to go along the journey with me. Some of the people have to be left behind. It doesn't mean I don't love them or care about them. It just means there's a different path. So I had to make the hard decision to cut people off who didn't have the same goal as me. And this part I really want to emphasize: you can truly, truly love someone without giving your time, energy, effort, money. Now, a lot of you might be confused saying, how can you do that? Well, it's part of your identity, something you do. I care about that person, but they don't deserve my attention, right? So you need to make those distinctions so that you can get further, and you can only create impact through a position of power. If you have money, if you have time, if you have freedom, then you are in a position to give it to others. You can't give what you don't have. So that's basically what I did. And finally, this was a big one. Just because they always had a place in your heart doesn't mean they always should. Now, what does that mean? People, we grow up with families. We didn't get to choose. These are the people we are closest to. They always had a place in our heart. But remember, it's because they love you sometimes, they can be the reason that holds you back. So sometimes taking a step away from that, for example, moving to different town, that's what I did. I was living in one place, I changed a state to another state. And one of the reason was because I wanted to get away from my family so I could really focus on the things I enjoyed doing, that I needed to do to build my business, because that environment was not productive for me. I had to change one state to another state, and this was one of the big reasons for why. Now, number 6 is owning your past. This is a really, really important one. So I come from the slums of Bangladesh. I'm only 23 years old. Back then I was 21. I asked all my friends, I'm thinking of starting a business, a coaching business. What do you think? They said, oh, you're too young. You don't have any business experience. You don't know this, that, blah, blah, blah. Go get a job, learn from someone, then do this. But I knew that was not me. I am quite decisive. So when I know something, I go for it. I will exhaust all my options until I really, really get it. And that's what I did. I was also not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, so I didn't have those privilege as well. So I knew I didn't want that to be the legacy for my kids too. If I have a family in the future, I do want them to have those privilege. I don't want to leave them with debt and have to endure poverty like I did with my family. They were not educated. My mom and dad weren't educated, but I am. So I didn't want the same things happening to the future generations. I wanted to be the one to break that cycle of poverty, and these are some of the things that were holding me back. So I really had to own my past. Now, I also made mistakes in my past, and every single mistakes we make, it makes us more think like we can't do something. I also didn't have many supportive close friends, so that was a challenge as well. Now, finally, how did I own my past? So these are really, really important, so pay attention. People will treat you how they see you, and people will see you the way you see yourself. So every time you say something negative about yourself, your brain doesn't understand the difference between positive and negative, true or false. So you really need to talk positive to yourself, and you can do that by optimizing your environment. For example, if you know you watch a lot of Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or Netflix, focus more on positive TV shows. It's not gonna be as entertaining, because our brains, when we face a lot of negative things, our brain is actually more receptive to negative things than positive. So focus on more positive things. Watch TV shows that have more happy ending than sad and depressing ones. When you go to social media, if someone is constantly posting about negative things happening around the news and blah blah blah, then those are negative things. You need to cut them out. If something makes you go, oh, that was really bad, or oh no, that needs to go, you should not have it. And you can unfriend people, you can say unfollow them as well, not watch this content. These are things you can do. Read books that are about mindset shifts and things like that. But you can also take my course or get in touch with me if you'd like to work with me one-on-one to actually help you implement this into your business. And finally, the next one is to be careful who you seek validation from. Not everyone wants to see you winning. A lot of people want you to do well, but they don't want you to do better than them, because that hurts their ego. And this is what human nature is. So sometimes you might do something and you go to someone you really care about and you want them to say good job. They're not going to say good job. They're going to feel like shit, because you have done something that they couldn't do or don't want to do. All right, it hurts them. So not everyone wants to see you winning. Be careful who you go to seek that validation from. And finally, my pain and my past is my passport. So all the things I faced is what makes me unique, and all the things you faced is actually what makes you unique. Instead of using our history as a weapon against ourselves, I decided to use my history as a tool that could help myself and others, right? So there's just little shifts that make a big difference. Now, if you have enjoyed this video so far and you got some value out of it, do me a favor, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It keeps it gives me reasons to continue to make these videos and bring more value to you. Make sure you check the comment and the description. I do have a free course you can take to help you get started in your business. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.